And Kate, clearly the big story is in Canberra, where the Western Bulldogs have stunned GWS with a third quarter blitz to send a big statement to the rest of the competition.
They certainly have. It was a big statement as well. That was them just going ahead at half-time and then 6 unanswered goals in the third term. It takes them now to 4-3, getting ahead in the ledger. And the man that's just about to kick this one, James Harms, 4 goals, which is an equal career high, had 22 disposals and 9 score involvements as well. A very tidy performance from him, who played most of the game on the wing and pushed forward to kick goals. But the real story for me is they kicked 17 goals in this one, Josh, in a game where they didn't have Sam Darcy, and everyone was saying leading into this one, they're playing against the Giants, a team that most have in their top 4 at the moment, and they were able to do that without Sam Darcy. So that is a very impressive performance for me.
Where does it leave the Western Bulldogs, Kate? Because Luke Beveridge has had to deal with so many challenges to start this year. It's a contract year. We know his future's up in the air. The Jamara Ugle-Hagan situation doesn't go away. Think about the spate of injuries he's had to deal with to start this year. Factor in Sam Darcy this week. They're 4-3. Can they go deep this year?
I think they can, and I think the depth that they've been able to find in their team with those injuries and that hardship that they had to face early in the game, but also Luke Beveridge, I just want to have a look at some of the tweaks that he made in-game. So this is early in the first term, and they do like to possess the ball, the Western Bulldogs. They love to chip mark if they can. Yes, a couple of those weren't probably on, and it invites the pressure from the Giants. So the changes that they made at quarter time, this is later in the game, but they moved Rory Lobb back into the forward line to give them a focal point. Obviously no Sam Darcy down there. Norton gets further up the ground at the moment. So they did this. They kicked it long to targets, which then really got out the back of that press defence from the Giants. And that was how they were able to kick 6 unanswered goals in the third term and really take this game away from the Giants.
Now, Kate, for the second week in a row, Greater Western Sydney were punished at stoppage. They were punished at territory. Adam Kingsley's got a lot of dramas right now, and it's starting in the middle.
Yeah, it certainly is. If we have a look at these numbers, obviously the game against Adelaide, I sort of thought that was a bit of an anomaly. It's not the Giants that we're used to seeing. It was poor conditions, and then we see a performance against the Bulldogs, which is even worse through the midfield. So -22 for clearances. They gave up 16 more inside 50s and 25 more points from stoppage, which, as a team that prides themselves through that middle of the ground with the big players through there, even Toby Green spending a fair bit of time in there now, they are not good enough numbers really for the Giants. But one player that might be in a little bit of scrutiny or come under MRO scrutiny is Tom Green. And it was a hit here where Joel Frazier's head over the footy and Tom Green goes in. For me, Josh, I know the MRO doesn't really look at this too favourably, but for me, that's good technique from Tom Green. That's how you protect yourself in a contest like that. And Frazier's gone in, he's gone to ground, and he's in a really vulnerable position there. I know there's a duty of care now where we see players, if they have a head over the footy, you need to protect the head, but that's how you teach kids to protect themselves in ground balls from a young age, and we're essentially then punishing Tom Green for that if he faces MRO scrutiny.